Welcome to Blonde Cards and Crafts. Let's make something together. Hello crafters, welcome to my channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. Today I'm going to make a really fun card. It's called a double dome card, and it's a nice size. It will close down and go into a 6x6 envelope. It can be made to any size. Once you see how I make the card we're going to make today, you'll be able to, I'm sure, work out how to do it in any size that you like. This card is inspired by Sam from Mixed Up Crafts. She did a Friday live on Facebook not long ago, and on it she made a winged dome card, and this is what has inspired me to make my double dome card. So heads up and thanks to Sam. I did get permission to make this video, and yeah, so I'm going to share with you what we're going to make. So I have all the pieces that I'll need to make the card here. So let's have a look at the products that we're going to be using today. Now you can use whatever you have in your stash, but I'm going to go through the products that I've used just in case you might have some of them in your craft room. So the papers that I've used for this are the Perfect Pop-Ups. They're an 8x8 paper pad, and I've used this one here. So that's the papers that I'm using here. I'm using this lovely stamp set. It's the Festive Sentiments A5 stamp set. I'm using the Wishing You a Happy Fun-Filled Christmas. Now I have cut my Christmas off, and I've used this as Wishing You a Happy Fun-Filled. I can use birthday, Easter, anniversary. You can change out this word. You could mask it off and put in any word that you want there, but that's one of the sentiments, and I'm using Fun and Laughter This Christmas. I'm also using this little stamp set. This was, and I don't have the name of it on here, but I'll put it up there on the screen somewhere. I'm just using it for the 2 snowflakes, and I've used the snowflakes, as you can see here, to embellish our sentiment panels where we can, you know, write our message. Now I haven't left a lot for a message, to be honest. I'm going to put Wishing You a Happy Fun-Filled Christmas. I'm going to actually have it this way around. So I'm going to put the recipient's name. We'll say Caitlin and David and Callan. Fun and Laughter This Christmas. Wishing you a happy, fun-filled Christmas. And then I'll put Love, Mum and Dad. That's all I need in a card. You can put smaller sentiments if you like to write an essay or a paragraph. Now, I'm using this embossing folder, and it's one of my favorites in my stash. It's the Bubbles embossing folder. Again, another made to surprise product, and you will see this as a theme. I have lots of made to surprise products in my craft room, so I'm using them and I'm having fun doing it. So I'm going to use this to emboss some panels, and you'll see those later once I go through everything. My images that you can see here, they are from this. It's the Creative Stamping issue 139, and in it we get this fabulous stamp set, and I have loved it. These again are made to surprise images and sentiments, and what I do is I take my stamps, I will stamp up my page. You can see it here. I'll then colour them all in. I have a little paper clip here so I know this is my original. I do write on the back and I can see the inky outlines, but I like to keep the original. I'll again scan this onto my printer and then print up some copies. And there's no dies for these, so if you have a scan and cut or something like that, which I am getting into and loving, thank you Lynn, you know who you are, I will use my scan and cut then to cut out these images, and that way I'll always have the original and I'll have it on my computer. So I like to take my time, colour them in and enjoy it, and then have them so I can just print a load off. So that's what I've done with this, and that again is the Creative Stamping magazine issue 139. I'll have links and measurements to this card down below in the description for you, so don't panic about that. And then finally I'm using the stamps from the Festive Fun Stamp and Die set. I did the same thing again. I stamped up all my images coloured them in, saved them onto my laptop, and then I can cut and, you know, there's dies with these, so I can die cut out the images that I want, but I can also resize them, so I can have the original size, or I can make them smaller or bigger, and again use my scan and cut to cut them out. So that's all the products I'm using, and I hope going through them and some of the little tips there have been handy for you. So now I have my little box here with all my bits and pieces in, and we're going to go through everything now. So first of all, you're going to need a card base, and this I have made using a piece of 11 3/4 by 6 inches. I have some score lines on this. I've scored it at 3/4 of an inch. I've scored it at 5 1/8, at 5 7/8, 6 5/8, and 11. So here, 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 and here will be 3/4 of an inch. And then here will be just over 4 1/4. It works out at 4 3/8, these two panels here. Now, we're going to fold these, and this is going to be a valley fold. This is going to be a valley fold. I had to stop and think there for a minute. The next one is going to be a mountain fold. The next one will be a valley fold. And then this last score line will be a valley fold. So take your bone folder or whatever you use to score and just go over those score lines, and it will help your card to sit better. So I'll do that now. There we go. So this is how our card is going to sit, like this, and we're going to have a domed element in front, and our card will close. Now I'm looking at closing the card like so and fitting it in our envelope. So this is how it's going to sit when it's in there. We're going to take some acetate, and I have 2 of these. They are going to sit in here like so. They will lie flat and sit on there nicely, and then when this sits up, our acetate is going to bow out a little bit, and it'll give a domed effect. I hope you can see it there. Oh, there we go. That's better. It helps if I keep an eye on what I'm recording so you can see it. Now, my acetate was a plain, clear, clean, nice acetate. And I hope you can see there, there's lots of little white speckles on it. I used tippex to give that speckled effect. And I used some of my acrylic white paint as well. I just flicked that on using the brush that's in the tippex and a little brush from my stash, and I let it dry. Now if you scrape it, this will come off, but I figure if I have this facing into the card, then that's going to be lovely. People won't be able to scratch it off, but it gives a snowy look to it. Now you can see in here I've got some acetate and some embossed panels. So these are the embossed panels here that I've used. So let's go through measurements before I forget. Like I said, they're down in the description, so no panic. My piece of acetate measures 7 1/4 by 6. I scored it at 3/4 of an inch. I turned it around and I scored it at 3/4 of an inch. I have 4 of these embossed strips. Now they measure 1/2 inch by 5 3/4. Now you can just use 4 if you want. Put them on the acetate there and you'll have them lovely. But I've cut another 4, and that's for the back here to embellish it, because I'm going to have 2 lovely panels on the back, so I might as well embellish it. So that's what I have done there. So I have 8 of those. Now my panels, I have 2 with pattern paper and 2 with white cardstock. So these 4 panels, the cream colored cardstock, it measures 4 by 5 3/4, and then my pattern paper or my white cardstock here, they measure 3 3/4 by 5 3/4. And I'm going to put these 2 on the front in here, and then the other 2 panels will go in the back. So that's what you'll see when you look through. And then for a finish, I have some of my images that I have cut out. So I've taken 2 Christmas trees. They're going to go in there. Then I've stamped these little bears. I've stamped some sentiments on these, and that's from another stamp set. Let me show you that one. So the To You and Yours is from the Sentiments A5 stamp set, and I do like this one because it's got loads of lovely Christmas sentiments. And then the Have a Very Merry Christmas, that's from the stamps in the Creative Stamping magazine. Where is it? Here. Have a very merry Christmas. And there's loads. I love this one. Happy Piggin' Christmas. I used that in a previous card. Made me laugh. If you love a pun, guys, you'll love that. Anyway, I digress. So I stamped my 2 sentiments down on some cardstock. I cut them then into a rectangle, and then I cut out a little piece. So it looks as if our bear is holding up a sign, which is what I wanted. So we'll have our Very Merry Christmas, To You and Yours. Then I've got some penguins. This one I've coloured in, but I took my white gel pen and added a little gel detail there. The same, I added gel lines, and they're going to sit on there, something like that. And then I have another 2 penguins. Actually, that sentiment, it's penguining to look a lot like Christmas, would have been fun to use as well. But here's my other 2 penguins, and you can see I did white gel pen dots on this, and then where we have the black snowflakes, I went over it with my white gel pen just to change it up a little, so they'll sit there. So that's the front of our card. We have our panels then to go on the back, and I think this is going to be a really fun card. So I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to assemble it, and once we've that done, then I will come back to you. So there we go. There is our 6x6 double dome card. Well, it's a little bit smaller than a 6x6, but it does look really cool. I love our bears and our penguins with our 2 sentiments, To You and Yours, Have a Very Merry Christmas. You really could go to town on this card idea. I just think it's lovely. It's very different, and I think when this is set on a mantelpiece or a shelf or a windowsill, it's going to look really cool. It'll be different to all those other cards that the recipients are going to get. This will fold flat. You can see here our acetate folds flat. You can then just fold it in half that way to put it in your envelope, or you can fold it in half that way and put it in your envelope. We have our sentiment on the back, and when the recipient opens it, they're going to kind of be like, oh, what do I do with this? And if they just bring it around that way, it will sit really cool. Now, this can be popped in that way, but it doesn't need to. I think once the recipient opens it, personally, I would put it in the envelope that way round. And that way, when the recipient opens it, they kind of see what the card idea is for it to do it. So yeah, I love it. I think this is one I would hand the recipient, or else give to a crafter that I know. I think they would know exactly what to do with it when they saw it, but I do love it. So there we go. There is our fun card style for today, our double dome card. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber to my channel, and ding the bell. That way you'll be notified next time I post a video, and it doesn't cost you anything, folks. It's free. If you do make this card style and you'd like to share it with me, you can tag me on social media, or you can join my Facebook group called Your Cards and Crafts and share your makes there that I have inspired. There's a little button down below. It's called a thanks button. If you would like to click on that button, it will help my channel to grow. And that's it. I think all the links are down in the description with the measurements of everything you need. I hope you've enjoyed my video, and until next time, folks, take care, stay safe, and have a very merry week. Bye.